Hi, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Around the Bonfire. My name is Lisa, and this is Lisa's Library. So, the book I'm bringing to you today actually comes from a very interesting place. It comes from TED Talks. TED Talks, where we have all those wonderful videos just waiting to share information with us. Well, when you go to TED.com, they also have books, and some of them are small, like this is 103 pages. Now, the book today is called Beyond Measure, and it is from Margaret Heffernan. Now, what she's talking about in here is company culture. And she says that there can be seismic shifts in your company culture with deceptively small changes. And so, company culture, those are your norms, your organizational norms. So, for example, what are the habits that you see happening in your organization? What are the actions that you see? How are decisions made in the organization? What are those things that are routinely patterns in your organization? Are those things that help move your organization forward, or are they things that keep you right where you are? So this book has all sorts of examples and research, and there are a couple of examples. One is from an industry, from a company in the transportation industry, and at one point in their history, they had an awful accident, which in this industry, means injuries and really horrible things. And so they were, trying to find out, well, what happened? What led to this? And what they found out is that questions that should have been asked were not being asked during the developmental phase of things, that concerns were not being brought up, that it was just really one of those things that culturally they were not in a great position to be where they wanted to be. And so one of the things that Margaret Heffernan says in this book, which I think is just really brilliant, is she says, silent isn't golden, it's a suppressed conflict. And we can feel like we're in conflict, and most of us don't want to be in conflict when we raise a concern. And yet that's critical and it's necessary. So what she says in here happened in this company after they started making shifts in their culture. She said new routines were introduced that made it easy to raise concerns, ask questions, sound the alarm, or share proposals. Where there had been secrecy, now there was openness. Where mistakes had been covered up, now they were acknowledged as learning and widely disseminated without shame, without blame. Now, there's another organization that she talks about, and it's a resort in Denver. And they really wanted to motivate and inspire their staff around customer service, serving each other, customer experience, put a purposeful focus on that. And so they did one thing. They asked every person, when you're interacting with someone, at the end of the interaction, ask yourself, what's one more thing I could do for them that's meaningful and relevant? And it was amazing how that really helped to transform the culture for external customers and also for internal customers. And the reason is because that was their idea. When they asked themselves that question, so what's one more thing I could do to make them happy? So it's something that's meaningful and relevant that's important for me to share. So there's so many different things you can do for company culture. It starts with small changes. So, as always, keep reading books like this, and thank you for joining me around the bonfire.